The Retrogasmic podcast is brought to you by Rosemary.nz, a one-woman business that designs and makes beautiful hot rod, rock and roll and Kiwiana themed men's shirts. Hop on to Rosemary.nz and see the vast selection of fabric choices and designs. That's Rosemary.nz.
We interrupt this program to give you a bulletin just received from one of our naval units at sea. A large object traveling at supersonic speed is headed over the North Atlantic.
Once a normal, voluptuously beautiful woman, she drove into a nightmare of horror and saw descending from the sky.
Just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I think something is happening.
Ooh, I feel retrogasmic.
Retrogasmic. Retrogasmic.
Welcome to episode 23 of the Retrogasmic podcast. As always, I am Didi Deluxe and I'm here to take you through part 2 of our blues special. So the last show was pre-war blues, from its inception through to the Second World War, and today we're going to look at the Second World War kind of onwards. Now, one of the big things that impacted the spread of the blues, especially across America, was the boom and busts that happened. There's 2 or 3 major things, including the Depression, of course, and the big kind of concentration of African Americans in the southern states suddenly started to spread when things got tough. They moved to other cities, they moved out of the countryside, and this was known as the Great Migration. Now, following World War II, there was another big boom which caused another mass migration of the African American population, known as the Second Great Migration. Sounds very biblical, doesn't it? And they spread all over the States. And this brought the music to other areas. And this was very, very important. Now, one of the first kind of recognised styles of post-war blues, or electric blues as it kind of ended up becoming, was Chicago blues. People like Muddy Waters and Willie Dixon and Howlin' Wolf and Jimmy Reed. Now, we're gonna kick off with some music. This is Muddy Waters' first kind of big success. This is a song called "I Can't Be Satisfied."
Back no more. Going back down south, child, don't you wanna go? Woman, I'm trouble. I be all worried now. Well, babe, I just can't be satisfied, and I just can't keep on. Well, I feel like snapping, pistol in your face. I'm gonna let some graveyard Lord be her resting place. Woman, I'm trouble. I be all worried mine. Well, baby, I can't never be satisfied, and I just can't keep on. Baby. Doorbell rang, looking for my baby. I didn't see not a doggone thing. Woman, I was trouble. I was all worried night. Well, honey, I could never be satisfied, and I just couldn't keep on. Well, I know my little baby, she gon' jump and shout. That old train be late, man, Lord, and I come walking out. I be in trouble, I be all worried about. Well, honey, ain't no way to work for me to be satisfied, and I just can't keep on
So that was Muddy Waters from 1948 on Aristocrat Records. I just can't be satisfied. So Chicago became the centre for electric blues, and the style kind of typified by use of amplified electric guitar, sometimes slide guitar, double bass that you heard very clearly on that track, drums, and of course harmonica or blues harp, and vocals put through microphones, actually amplified rather than just kind of acoustically. So you had people like Willie Dixon who wrote a huge amount of songs. And his songwriting was pretty much the songbook for a lot of those early guys that had, if you like, crossed over from the Delta blues. This is an absolute blues classic. This is Willie Dixon's version of his own song from 1970. Have a listen to this. You'll know this one. This is Hoochie Coochie Man.
Gypsy woman told my mama before I was born, you got a boy child coming, gonna be a son of a gun, gonna make these pretty women jump and shout, and the world will wanna know what it's all about. You know I'm here. Everybody knows I'm here. Seventh hour, on the seventh day, on the seventh month, the seventh doctor said he's born for good luck, and I know you see, got $700 and don't you mess with me, you know I'm here. Everybody know I'm here. Told my mama, said, ooh, what a boy. We're gonna make a mini woman a job and child for joy. You know I'm here. Everybody knows I'm here. And I'm a hoochie coochie man. Everybody knows that I'm here. woman told my mama before I was born, got a boy child coming, gonna be a son of a gun, gonna make these women jump and shout. The world wanna know what it's all about. You know I'm here. Everybody knows I'm here. Well, I'm the hoochie coochie man. Everybody knows that I'm here.
That was Hoochie Coochie Man by Willie Dixon from 1970, and of course that featured the legendary Big Walter Horton, also known as Walter Shaky Horton. Willie Dixon once said that he was one of the three great harmonica players of all time and the greatest soloist he'd ever played with. When it comes to blues harmonica players, there's very, 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 very few people you can compare him to. He had a unique style and an astonishing level of talent. He could play kind of thick rhythm stuff and beautiful, soulful solos. A very, very talented man.
Retrogasmic.
So the majority of the artists in Chicago playing the blues were either on Chess Records or Checker Records. And there were a couple of other smaller labels around, VJ and one or two others. But during the 1950s, the blues labels were suddenly challenged by the up-and-coming Sun Records, Sam Phillips' label, based in Memphis. And he recorded B.B. King and Howlin' Wolf before he moved to Chicago in, I think, 1960, 1961. Once Sam Phillips discovered Elvis Presley in 1954, the Sun label then kind of changed its perspective and started recording and releasing mainly rock and roll. And that had a huge, huge impact, as we know, on popular music. The blues, generally speaking, was the roots of what became popular music from the 1950s, especially rock and roll. People like Bo Diddley and Chuck Berry both recorded for Chess and were strongly influenced by Chicago blues and their kind of bouncy, enthusiastic rock and roll twist to the old traditional melancholy aspects of blues. So let's have a listen to a song from 1955. It came out on the Pie International record label, and this is Bo Diddley playing Pretty Thing.
You pretty thing, let me buy you a wedding ring. Let me hear the choir sing. Oh, you pretty thing, you pretty thing. Let me walk you down the aisle, darling, wear a lovely smile. And hug you tight. Let me give you all my love, the rest of my life. You pretty thing, let me hold you by my side and become my blushing bride. You pretty thing, pretty thing. My life,
Bo Diddley. There can't be many musicians that have ever lived that basically own a rhythm like that. You hear that and you know it's Bo Diddley. Yeah, clever guy. Personally, I think there's a limit to how much Bo Diddley you can listen to, because every single song has that groove pretty much. But, hats off to him. By the late 1950s, something called swamp blues poked its head up over the parapet. This was developed in the southern states near Baton Rouge, and you had people like Slim Harpo and Lightning Slim. Most of these people were on the Excello label. Strongly influenced by Jimmy Reed, and generally had a slower pace and simple kind of harmonica riffing. Yeah, kind of a cool groove. It's a bit hard to explain. I think I'll play you something by Lightning Slim so you can just get your head around it. This is Mean Old Lonesome Train from 1957.
Hard to catch that train, man. That's the train my baby's on. I've been out west, I'm headed east. I want my baby back home with me. Well, she done grabbed that mean old train and gone. She done bought a ticket and left this town. I'm going to find out before the sun go down. But she done grabbed that mean old train and gone. I ain't no monkey, don't climb no tree. No woman gon' make no monkey out of me. Well, she done caught that mean old train and gone. Well, just look at that mean old lonesome train whistle blow, man. She left me plenty money, gold in the ground. Ever since she left me, I've been going down. Well, she done grabbed that mean old train and gone. I love my woman, she's my heart desire. Going to find my baby, take the day I die. Well, she done grabbed that mean old train and gone.
By the beginning of the 1960s, the wave of blues popularity that had been sweeping across America at the time had been replaced by rock and roll and R&B, and it was, even though people like Muddy Waters were still playing to huge crowds, some of the other guys, Big Bill Broonzy, Willie Dixon, John Lee Hooker, they started to find other ways of getting their music out to the bigger audiences. Now, B.B. King especially put together a big band, started using horn sections, and really kind of dragged the blues style kicking and screaming into the kind of the modern era. This is a wonderful track that is taken from the the concert at Sing Sing Prison in 1972. I think Joan Baez also played at the same time. And B.B. King often said that this was his greatest ever performance. Have a listen to this.
And when I came in, I had to sign in. And I noticed one of the members of my group you seem to know very well. How did it make me feel? Make me feel good because he works with me.
But you said, I went in Cadillac. I bought you a $10 dinner. And you said, thanks for the snack. Let you live in my penthouse. You said it was just a shack. I gave you 7 children. And now you want to give them back.
As the 60s rolled on, a British style of blues developed with bands like the Animals and Fleetwood Mac, John Mayall and the Blues Breakers, the Stones, of course, Yardbirds, Cream, Rory Gallagher, lots and lots of players, all hugely influenced by the blues, and that created that kind of classic 60s blues-driven sound. Going to play you a a song that was originally written by Elmore James. This is the Yardbirds. It was recorded in 1966, and this has Jeff Beck on guitar. This is Dust My Broom.
I believe I touched my blue. My baby said she's leaving, so I ain't got no time to lose. Gonna write a letter, gonna send a telegram. Gonna write a letter, gonna send a little telegram. Just how blue I
So in the 1970s, there was a resurgence in blues, and the Texas kind of rock blues style emerged. People like the Fabulous Thunderbirds, Stevie Ray Vaughn, of course, Johnny and Alex Winter, and ZZ Top. And these guys are all producing some amazing stuff, but none of them really kind of got the success they deserved until late 70s, early 80s. So here's a little bit of Stevie Ray Vaughn from 1983, when he finally kind of broke through and became the legend he deserved to be. This is Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Mary had a little lamb. His fleece was white as snow, yeah. Everywhere the child went, you know the lamb was sure to go, yeah. He followed her to school one day and broke the teacher's rule. What a time did they have that day at school. tisket, tasket, baby. A green and yellow basket. Sent a letter to my baby. On my way I passed it.
How good is that? So, the 1980s. An interesting decade. Not my favourite for music. New romantics and synth pop, and yeah, wasn't great as far as I was concerned. But everyone's got personal tastes. Blues kind of took a smooth twist. Southern soul and soul blues came around. There was the Malaco label in Jackson, and people like Bobby Rush, Denise LaSalle, Betty LaVette, Peggy Scott Adams, Shirley Brown, were all doing this kind of groovy, smooth, soul-y blues stuff. I'm going to play you a song by Little Milton called The Blues Is All Right Now from 1984, just so you can kind of get a taste of this.
Here to stay. Let me explain it to you. I used to have someone that meant the whole world to me, but she left me for someone else, left my heart in misery. That's when I found out the blues would always be a part of me. Let me tell you this. You see, when she left me, she gave me the blues. That was the last
So the blues carries on throughout the 90s and the 2000s, and to this day there is a worldwide blues audience. Styles change, people come and go, but it's clearly the roots of what we call popular music, and it will always be around. I'm going to play you a track as we get towards the end of the show now by a guy called Charlie Musselwhite, one of my favourite harmonica players. This was recorded in early 2000s, I think 2002, 2003. Just listen to this guy blow. This song's called The Blues Overtook Me.
Overtook me when I was a little child. Blues overtook me when I was a little child. Fast women and whiskey made this poor boy wild. When I was a kid, early on my own, I took the highway to be my home, and blues overtook me when I was a little child. Fast women and whiskey made this poor boy wild. Everybody's down on you. Blues will overtake you and pull you on through. Blues overtook me when I was a little child. Fast women and whiskey made this poor boy wild. I ain't complaining. My suitcase, pack up my trunk. I ain't been drinking. Blues made me drunk. Blues overtook me when I was a little child. Fast women and whiskey made this poor boy wild. You might run, try and escape. The blues will overtake you one rainy day. Blues overtook me when I was a little child. Fast women and whiskey made this poor boy wild.
Now, I must say another huge thank you to our wonderful sponsor, rosemary.nz. You want to get yourself a decent bowling shirt made to measure and something that no one else will have, hop over to rosemary.nz. She will make you one to order. Lovely lady, fantastic product. We are going to wrap up the show today with a song from 1970. This is a classic example of a rock band that had their heart firmly in the blues. We've already mentioned the Yardbirds, and the guitarist from this band played in the Yardbirds before Jeff Beck joined, I believe. And whenever I listen to this song, it just tears me up. This, I think, is one of the greatest pieces of music ever recorded. Just the performance, and this almost brings me to tears every time I hear it. One of my favourite songs of all time. I'm not even going to introduce it. Enjoy. Leave us a lovely review on iTunes if you're hanging around the area, and I'll see you next time.
tears, it felt like rain.